Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bjornholm, where today we're going to be playing around with the new fertilizer sprayer. This is the Night 2050 Vista. Let's see, here in my wonderful mod of modding the Skimps mod. And as you can probably see, it's quite wide. 41 meters to be exact, so these fields won't take too long to fertilize. So let's get going. I'm not going to turn on GPS phones. That's a bit of an issue. Whatever's happened, I can fertilize at 40 kilometers an hour. So all I have to do is set the cruise control at 15. And turn on all-wheel drive and diff locks. So I can actually reverse. So after using 39 litres of fertilizer there, I'm going to actually redo it and use significantly more. When in doubt, fold things up. Okay, so let's get into position. I don't know exactly how four-wheel steering gets turned on in this thing, but it does. Nicely. So that's a minor issue with the mod that I hadn't actually realised, and it is truly minor compared to the excellent problem, or the scripting problems and log errors I've been getting from certain other mods. John Deere. That John Deere sprayer was a log disaster. There's actually a new call script being thrown up as a failure in that John Deere sprayer, which is why I've stopped using it. So we use significantly more fertilizer now that we're going slower. The difference is we're going to be actually covering the entire field, which means we get a better yield all round. And I think this time we're going to go with wheat. I don't think I've grown for a while, so we'll grow up some wheat and possibly swathe it, possibly get some straw off it, because I can sell the straw directly. I kind of forgot that with the barley. I can use the forage wagon to pick up straw, because I'm gonna have to bring a tractor down to the sheep eventually, and get the bales of wool off them. Now I forgot to mention the last episode, that previous episode, yesterday's episode, was the final episode where you could suggest rules for the next season. So that's closed. I may accept rules if you suggest them today, but there are no promises, because it really depends on how quickly I can get a map set up at this point. It's also why I'm getting a bit ahead. I'm planning on setting up the map once I've got episode 50 recorded, and that won't be too far away. This is going to be the last series where I actually, unless there's a map that has brilliant starter vehicles, this is probably going to be the last season where I start off with defaults. The joy of cruise control is you can automatically set you going forward, so it overrides the shuttle, but you have to manually switch the shuttle. So everything is going quite well. The next season, because it really is time to start thinking about that. We're only 4 or 5 days away. I'm going to be using some different stuff. I know what map I'm going to use, and I've got a good idea of what equipment I want at the start. I won't be going all out forestry from the start. It will probably have a bit of forestry. I know the map has a few forestry areas, so I can do that. But I've got a few ideas of what I can do. I will also modify some of the rules to fit the map. Because some of the rules don't really fit the map as is. At least one of them. And I'll explain that in the new season when we're on the new map. So the Six Nations game between Ireland and France was yesterday for me. It was a few days ago for you guys, and if you don't follow rugby, tough luck, I'm going to talk about it. Ireland won. Brilliant. Still on for the Grand Slam. And I think the referee left a lot to be desired. Wayne Barnes, he seemed to be a bit a bit less than impartial, shall we say. Wayne Barnes is an English referee, and England are also currently on for a Grand Slam. Their next game is against Ireland, so I think Wayne Barnes may have, intentionally or unintentionally, I'm not one to judge, tried to give England a bit of an advantage somehow. Although there was one call that was ridiculous. An Irish player got literally broke his back as a result of a Frenchman kicking him in the back, for which the Frenchman got a yellow card. Stamping and kicking, and punching for that matter, is a straight red card in rugby, which Wayne Barnes conveniently forgot to try and give France a small advantage. Unfortunately, sighting can take place now, and for those of you who don't follow rugby, sighting is a process whereby an independent commissioner who watches every match, not one guy, but there is an independent sighting commissioner at every match. He makes a list of things that he thinks the referee missed, or things that he thinks that the referee didn't make the right decision on. Now, they have to be major things. It can't just be, well, that should have been a penalty and it wasn't. That would be big things like, oh, the referee missed this guy punching this guy in the face because he was watching this guy kicking this guy, which is fine. So I'm going to cite the guy who punched the other dude in the face, and World Rugby will have a look at the footage and make a decision on whether or not the Mr. Punchy Punch deserves to get banned. I think similarly, if the referee sees an incident and doesn't act on it, which the referee is completely within his rights to do, sometimes they intentionally ignore incidents, by the way, so that the players do get cited, because referees can only hand out red cards which are like a 2-game ban, I think, and occasionally I've seen it where referees intentionally ignore incidents so the player gets a longer ban. But even with red cards, it's not, there's no set ban. It does still go to World Rugby, but it happens. The referees intentionally ignore things from time to time, just so that there's more action the referee could taken. So this fertilizer sprayer is immense. I mean, we've only used 350 litres of fertilizer so far, and we've almost done all the fields. you know, yes, we're onto the biggest fields that we have now. Well, 23 is actually the biggest field we have. But we're onto the bigger section now, I suppose the best way to describe it. Just lift this up a bit. And we've barely used any fertilizer. Whereas the John Deere, I'd probably be considering refilling it about now. I know I'm going slightly faster than the John Deere could, but still, point stands. Bit of cook. I think it's funny how some YouTubers, some people have just things they do while things are happening. There's like Ian Robson, when he's making his videos, he always has a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or some sort of hot drink. Whereas I almost always have a can of Coke sitting beside me because I've got a sweet tooth. It's Diet Coke, to be fair to myself, or Pepsi Max, one of the two. They're my two soft drinks of choice. I just do it because it's sweet and does very little. I know that I think it's phenylalanine is contained in Diet Coke. Just going to check the can now. Yep, phenylalanine, which is a known. There are some people that are allergic to phenylalanine, which does look like it's spelled phenylalanine, but it's phenylalanine. The reason that warning is on, I think, Diet Coke, Lucozade, things like that. The reason that warning exists is because people can be allergic to it, and by law they have to be warned. Well, it may contain, it may or does contain sources of this material that people have an allergy to. The funnier ones are peanuts. You know, peanuts. Warning, may contain nuts. I bloomin' hope so. I bought peanuts. If it didn't contain nuts, I would be mildly annoyed. Actually, if I've bought an empty pack of peanuts, I'd be wondering. I'd be insisting on my money back because number one, that's theft. Because they stole my money without, giving me the product to pay for. It's actually fraud, isn't it? I think. Either way, it's illegal. You can't take money for a product that you're not willing to hand out. And number two, I like peanuts. I'm not allergic to them, I just like peanuts. So let's fold this thing up. Actually, no, we'll unfold it, because we still have to do field 30. And are all the T6s walking? Yes, wonderful. All the T6s should be working anyway. I still have the one down at the shop. 30 minutes. I think we're going to get all the fertilizing done this episode. Barring probably field 38. Depends on how quickly that harvest is done. So what I'm possibly going to do off camera, I'm not going to make any guarantees, is... Well, what I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to bring the Vaderstad seeder down to the shop and price it. See how much I get for it. Because I know how much the strum is. It's 55,000. And I want it. The issue is I don't know if I can afford it. So I'm going to check the price I'll get for the Vaderstad versus the amount I need for the strum. And I'll work that out off screen because I've got a calculator. Because I'm on a computer. I'll work out the amount of money I would need to get from the Vaderstad in order to buy the strum and not go into too much debt. I don't want to take out another loan. Next season we'll start with no loan again. and I will have hacked in or cheated in some money through XML editing to buy the vehicles I want at the start and then reset it down to the appropriate amount of money for the difficulty I choose. If I raise this up, oh you're actually going to go that slowly. Wonderful. Let's actually get this to a speed where I can turn. It's just going to happen no matter what I do, isn't it? If I raise this up fully, can I get the other tractor underneath? Nope, clearly not, clearly not, clearly not. Turn off, turn off, turn off. Stop, 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 stop. Yes, that's going to be the one and only time I have a problem with that D6, because the width of this thing is insane. There we go. I think 10 kph is actually better for turning with this thing, because it seems to cause less issues. So, there's not a whole lot left I can talk about, really. I'm just going to leave this guy toddle about the field 10k. Yeah. There's one more surprise with the next map. I've decided to use something I don't have in a mod list or anything, because I'm using some new stuff I have in game, and should be pretty interesting to try out at least. So don't mind if I miss a small bit there. Just want to clean up this area over here, and that's all of the fertilizing that I can do done. So let's go over and I like how the four-wheel turning means that you get the one line. If you just look at the lines that are coming out, it's just two sets of lines, I suppose. Two lines, one set. Oh, I'm not quite sure how that works. I'm now using front-wheel turning. It's cool though. I like it. Yeah, I can fertilize most of this field while I'm here. And good way to keep the episode going. So, looks like the harvest is nearly done, which means I can get a second T6 ploughing, which is good. If I can get the strum, I can of course play out seeding with that thing, because it... Ooh, wait. Huh. I just thought I might need more horsepower than I have, because I got 160 max, and the strum requires 120. That's convenient. You'll never guess what map I'm going to next. Nope, never guessed that one. What traders do I have? I don't remember downloading this mod. Huh. What other mods do I have? I got a whole bunch of forestry equipment, which is nice. Did they... other mods I got? No. Huh. I need to find a couple of mods that have decided to disappear on me, so I'll probably do that off screen. Well, definitely have to do that off screen tonight, but see if I can find them. You stop, and you stop, Oh yeah, I don't have. I can't remember how to turn. So hold the spacebar. Ah, there we go. Hold spacebar down again for that. Oh, I forgot how to turn shuttle control back on. What a wonderful problem to have, I think. So I think that's about all I can really do this episode. I mean, oh, we're actually just over time as well, which is beautiful. So I am going to leave you now by saying I've been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Bjornholm. Please comment, like, subscribe and all that good stuff. It does mean a lot to me. Thought I'd speed through that bit of the spiel. In the next episode things will happen because I haven't figured out yet. Until then, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.